Here we go, folks. All of this was just to get here, so we could rebuild my infamous assassin guide for Artemis Centrari. I went over this restriction earlier. I'm going to say it again because it's the most restrictive thing at Area 75 that exists in this game for a variant. Artemis begins in the formation and cannot be removed. Period. Apparently, they removed the periods from this. Champions, with the exception of Artemis, deal no damage. So Artemis is the only one that can do damage. Artemis's attack cooldown will reset when any DPS champion attempts to attack. Remember, they're gonna jump out and stuff. They're just not gonna do any damage. Clicking doesn't deal damage during this adventure, so only Artemis is doing damage. Okay. EO4, like 2 EO4 is what makes, in an event, is what makes this variant show as difficulty easy. But it's a perfect example of one of those places where it's not easy at 2 EO4. EO5 is going to make it a little better. So I don't know how much this is going to how much it's going to help us, but we're going to find out. Let me turn off. I don't want auto loading of anything. I'm gonna read through. So we're gonna go pretty slowly because I'm gonna read through my own guide and I'm gonna make adjustments based off the current state of the game. Because some of the tips that I had in the guide are no longer true. Because Hitch was in this guide as someone you'd put in at a certain point to help out, but Hitch is no longer a DPS, so he doesn't help anymore. So let's see how we do this now. So here's the thing: Artemis is in. Artemis can only attack every 4.7 seconds. Yeah. So we had enough favor just right off the bat. I've got favor from or gold find from my favor and from my Modron core. Remember, I have a Modron core that's got some gold boost going on. I maybe should have taken that out. No, let's take it out. And as you'll see, if we just have Artemis attacking at his normal attack speed, we can't clear waves. Artemis is a single target DPS. That's the weakest wave clear in the game. Single target DPS. Well, the true weakest is a single target DPS, and their base attack is Eldritch Blast. But this is just single target is just you can't really wave clear, right? So we have to get more champions in here, and we need to hopefully have some kind of tank. I'm gonna try to do this with core champions, just because that's fully repeatable by everyone, right? If we this way, if someone's doing this and all they have is okay. Well, core and like Hitch. Hitch is what I call a Corver Green. He may as well be a core champion. But you'll note, like, the early additions here aren't even DPS champions. And now we're stuck until we die. There we go. Now, Bruno over here being a bruiser. Bruisers have more health, 147 than usually squishies do. Artemis has 135 as a DPS. That's interesting. Okay. So we're gonna get Jarlaxle in here. We get Calliope in here. We're gonna Bruno tank this because that's all we can do, really. And now every time Jarlaxle tries to attack, Artemis is now attacking. Okay. So what did We want 6 familiars if you got them. They're not going to do anything. They're going to slow down the start of enemies moving across the screen a bit. But more importantly, they're going to kill distractions and give us gold, right? Keep in mind, leveling up champions, we have plenty of damage here. We just need Artemis to attack faster. The only way to make Artemis attack faster is to get more DPS champions in. So hold on, what did I do? Oh, interesting. I'm looking at my old formation and I don't like it. I think we're gonna redo this formation. I understand why it existed, but I don't like it. Oh, man. Let me reset my guide here. So ultimately what we're trying to do is earn enough. We don't need to spend any money on click damage. We don't really need to spend any money on anything. We could heal a bit with Calliope if we could get her, or with Celeste if we could get her to her healing. That's not far enough. We need her spec choice. There we go. Life domain. Now we can heal Brunor. We can't really heal Calliope. We can't use Calliope's shields yet. We don't really need the buffage. And I feel like this is a better... this matters. Yeah. So we're trying to semi-tank with Brunor. Again, he's a bit of a bruiser. He's got a bit more health. Also, he's got an overwhelmed feat, technically, if we wanted to use it. Oh, we are using it? No. It's not working. It's not working. Wow, his defensive duelist should take his overwhelm to 10, and it's not working. Great. Great, let me submit a ticket. Happy Independence Day. Bruner's broken. And we're dead again. Because right now we're really just trying to make money. This is where the favor would come in, right? If we had gotten more favor, I limited myself on purpose because I wanted to demonstrate that this is rough. If you do it without favor, this is the grind you're going to have to do. This is the grind you're going to have to do. Oh, also, dang it, I remember the problem. You know what? We're going to restart this. I'm going to start this over again. I wasn't following my own instructions. Folks, when you make a guide for something, you better be doing it by the guide. Otherwise, what is the point? Okay. We're gonna do it like this, do it like that, do it with a wiffle ball bat. So I'm gonna do this. I forgot you actually want to level champions to specific times? So we need to leave these people at level 1. We need to leave these people at level 1 to start. Because there's literally no point in spending the money on taking them to anything above that. At the moment. There will be. And Celeste is going to be the first one that will end up raising. But this is where, so what I want to talk about here is there is this concept of efficient leveling of champions. And it's an efficient way of spending your gold when you earn it. And it doesn't come into play a lot, but there are situations like this one where it matters. And to do this, we don't want this level up shortcut at double upgrade. We want to turn it to X100. The reason for that is we want to see how many, I call it banked levels we have down here. So if you see in Brunor's thing, it says it's got parentheses 100. That means right now we could buy 100 levels for him. We have that gold. It wouldn't do us any good. But we want to keep an eye on how many levels we have in the bank. Like Celeste is at 58 and it's going up. And we want to look like, where do we have to in here? How far do we have to level them up with show upcoming to get to something that's going to help us? Celeste needs to get to healing, and that's not anytime soon. It's not even showing up yet. This is why I wish they would just show everything. But that's really where we want to get. Right now, Calliope would need to get to EO6 to even get her in the party. We've got EO5 gold. We need to just be working on, I know my first target is to level up Celeste to stay alive. We need to get to level 40. We have more than enough to get there. This is just going to keep Brunor alive longer so we can farm gold longer. That's literally the purpose. It's not going to keep him alive forever, but it's going to keep him alive longer, and we need that. We're going to have to do that. We'll have to move her up. Once everybody dies. Once everybody dies. It's always what you want to hear, right? Once everybody dies, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. All right. An alternate thing we can do here because of this is instead of putting Brunner in the front, we can put them in the same line as the DPS. And we're spreading out, as you can see right now, spreading out all the enemies across multiple people. Even though they're not tanks, because of what is actually pretty good healing early on from Celeste, couldn't let you farm longer. So we should probably actually move Brunner back one. Moving Brunner back, yeah. But we can't do that until these fools die. Die, fools, die. Now we'll get over them pretty quickly. All right. So yeah, you may not be able to afford all this immediately, but this is your first goal. So getting Brunner, Celeste, Artemis, and Jarlaxle out and into effectively a farming formation. And we're going to move this on area 1. Is the goal. I'm going to change the target level for Celeste to 40. So this is what you do on area 1. Yeah. And here you don't, this is where we get into efficient gold spending, efficient leveling. You're not spending gold just because you have it. We have lots of gold. You need to spend gold because it's going to help you. Right now, these enemies have 2 health. We're killing everything in one shot. The challenge is taking that shot, right? Taking that shot. Even putting Calliope in the party right now wouldn't help us because she wouldn't be getting her shields anytime soon to help us farm longer. The only thing that could potentially help us is more healing out of Celeste, but like her ultimate can give us a full heal. That might be worth getting, but there's no more healing that's showing up anytime soon. We have enough gold to get her to 74, so the most we could get out of this is getting her Flame Strike ultimate, which is a full party heal. But as you can see, by splitting the damage across 3, we're actually staying very healthy. No one's taking enough damage that Celeste can't heal. We're earning gold. I'm specifically, and yes, I don't have gold find potions and stuff running. Please use gold find potions. I'm trying to demonstrate the hard way. Like if you end up screwed, this is the hard way to do it. The more gold, the more favor, the more gold find you have, the better. Come into this with EO9 plus favor and gold find potions and gold find in your Modron core, and you're going to breeze through this. That's the better scenario. But if you find yourself stuck, this is the actual tactics to get through this. These are the actual tactics to get through this. Yeah, so my notes say we want to get Celeste to 40 so she can hail the tank line. We did that. Celeste to 50 so you can get her ultimate. Wow, past me is just right on point with current me. If you hold down, if you have this on X100 and you hold down Alt and Shift, and then click here, it will level up to the next upgrade and buy the upgrade like that. So there's our flame. This is our Flame Strike ultimate. It will heal the whole party. It's on a 2-minute cooldown. So it looks like we're staying really healthy here. So really healthy here. And getting Jarlaxle to 25 would be the next target. We can't get Jarlaxle to 25. We don't have enough gold for that. So I don't think that's something that's a level Area 1 thing. If we had more favor, maybe we could pull that off. We came in here with 1.35 EO5 favor. Updating my guide, folks. EO5 favor. I'm tempted. I want to see. Can we just move to Area 2? So we killed enough to move forward. Beaker. Wait a minute. Guards did some of the Artemis? Did I wake up in Bizarro World? Yes. Yeah. Health here is 3.7. We're still one-shotting everything, right? Yeah. So we could move forward to Area 2. And yeah, I'm purposefully doing this mostly with core champions so that other people could replicate this if they really can't figure out what's going on. But I'm going to tell you right now, if you had a DPS champion in slot 1, support debuff, tanking support speed, no. If you had a DPS champion in support 1, you'd want them in. If you had a DPS champion in slot 2, you'd want them in. And I do have one in my zone. Because ultimately the wave clear comes down to the larger number of DPS champions in the formation. Having a lot of them in is kind of what we're trying to target. But we can't really do that with core champions. So but yeah, this is all so that I can update. I'm slowly updating. You don't have it on screen. I got it right here. I'm updating I got my notepad up and I'm updating the guide for Infamous Assassin. Did I disable empowered buffs like the other event buffs? Event boons you can disable, yes. But not any of the others. Like if you... So over here, well, I don't have them active, but usually if you hover over that, there's going to be a checkbox like here, and you can turn off whichever ones you don't want. So if you don't want damage all champions, you can turn it off. You don't want click-based damage, you can turn that off. You don't want the health, you can turn it off, right? But you can do that from this overlay if you have them. All right. I really don't think we need to. All right, so I have like the third thing to do is level Jarlaxle to 25 on Area 1, but I think you can just move forward like we've done here. And then Area 2, you do anything you didn't do from Area 1. Well, we're still trying to get more gold for Jarlaxle. And we're just farming. From area 2 to area 23, we're just trying to farm as much as possible. Goal is to farm gold and spend it efficiently, yes. So I think we're just gonna turn on auto progress and see how far we can go before dying. We haven't done Jarlax level 25 yet. That's going to be our first target, so that we get more gold. The next thing on the to-do list is get Bruner to 50 if you need a group damage boost. If not, move to the next item, but come back to this first when you need damage for Artemis. So we could skip that if we can just bring Ashara into the formation. Because Ashara in the formation would boost our attack speed. We're about to get, here we go, here's Artemis. Or here's Jarlax level 25. We're going to earn more gold now. That's what we need. So the next thing will be, do we need damage? I mean, we're doing E19 damage on an ungeared Jarlax level. Okay. So we don't need damage boost. We can skip the damage boost. Because these only have 7 health. I turned that off. They only have 7 health. So we're going to save up our gold until we can get Ashara in the formation. And Ashara will join this tank line, right? We're basically just trying to spread out enemies attacking as many people as once because we don't have a tank. So spreading out the damage and letting Celeste heal every second is keeping us alive. Oh yeah. So Jarlax is going to stay here. Artemis is going to stay here with Brunar. Ashara is going to get added to this line. And when we finally add Calliope, Calliope will be added to the back row. We don't need to buy Calliope to get Ashara to show up. Ashara will show up once we have the gold, enough gold to unlock her. Isn't this a good time to look for gold feats? Look, if you've got feats, if you've got any way to increase your gold, again, I'm artificially limiting myself to demonstrate efficient upgrades and to help people out who have gotten themselves in a bad way. But if I wanted more gold find, I'd add my core. I'd add gold find to potions. I would check for gold find feats. But again, I'm doing this purposefully. I'm underpowering myself on purpose to demonstrate something that you're not going to need a whole lot in this game, but that occasionally comes in clutch, and that's efficient upgrading of champions, spreading out damage across champions that aren't tanks, but turning them into tanks because you can effectively. And keeping them alive, right? If you need the mathematically OP abilities and their respective items for the new champions, they're in the guides that I put up on the subreddit. Each champion has a guide up. Oh, I said that during the outbreak, but you know. Yes, Maxie, I do write that in the guide. But I'm going to demonstrate it the tough way. The purpose of doing something like this the hard way in the video is so that people can look at it and go, oh, wow, if they did it, and I've got more gold than they do, so I can totally do it. Trying to give people the confidence to understand they know that they can do it, because I'm really restricting myself on purpose. And go get it. There we go. Still don't need to, have so much power on these champions. I don't have to. I don't have to upgrade Brunor to get damage, which is wild. But in the past, I did. So I'm gonna follow my own steps here. 50 for Brunor. Sure. We just still need a Shara. Just waiting on a Shara. Waiting on a Shara to fall. Wait. It's not. I need to move Brunor in this situation. Forgot about that. Yeah, pods are for visual learners or audio learners, because I'm explaining it in some cases. Whereas the written guide is for people who learn well from reading stuff. But yeah, there's all kinds of ways to earn yourself more gold. And that would speed this up, but I'm not necessarily looking to speed this up, so we're fine. Just got a shiny out of an Electrum. That's a first. Nice, Seeker. Yeah. I mean, look, it's a 1 in 1,000 chance out of anything that can drop gear for something. So it's doable. It just takes a while to get 1,000 or to just get good luck, right? There's a part of me that wants to put Calliope in just so I can see how much a Shard costs. So I don't know how far away we are, but we're doing good. Health of these rots is at 12. 13 basically, but it's not, the health isn't the issue. It's the fact that we have no wave clear that's the issue. But we're slowly moving forward, and as we slowly move forward on every new area, the gold that the enemies drop goes up. So we will get to our target goal faster. I think on area 1 you really just need to get everyone, you need to get like Brunor, Jarlaxle, and Artemis out into the formation. And you need to get Celeste to area 40, and then you can move forward. Even if Jarlaxle is on level 1. I think that's totally fine. That's totally fine. I'm actually gonna change this. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna put this down here. This just goes here. This goes here. Okay. Streamlining already. Streamlining already. We got a Shara. Hey, all right. So I'm throwing a Shara just in the back because that's the only place she can go, because the tank line is under attack. But we're automatically going to have more wave clear now, because now Artemis is going to attack when Jarlaxle tries to attack and when Ashara tries to attack. So, Artemis on his own, if we call that base attack speed, is, that's your base. Add Jarlaxle, you've just increased your attack speed by, because every time he goes off, you're going to get to attack again. Add Ashara in, you just added another attack. So we should be attacking roughly 3 times as fast as before. It's a little off, but you get the point. So he's going to jump out and stab things way more often. Way more often. All right, we're going to move Ashara up here. Now, the reason I moved Brunor is because Brunor's buff, when we get to his his specialization, Shield Master increases the effective rally whenever a champion within 2 slots of Brunor is attacked. So by putting Brunor here, when we go Shield Master, we'll get more We'll get more buffage. Not that we need the damage at the moment, but if you need the damage, that's how you get it. You need to optimize your damage. We're going to put Calliope back here. She's here not because she's not giving us more attack speed, but she's going to provide shields, which are going to let us survive to farm longer. We're not really having an issue with it currently, but we're going to keep pushing. So it's going to matter. At this point, if you need more damage, Brunar up to 150 for Shield Master. Next up is going to be Calliope to 36 for shields. 36. So there's her first upgrade at 12. Her next is at 24, and then the shields come at 36. And then the last upgrade would be to like Artemis to 50 for damage. There's 24. We can take Artemis to 50. Again, I was doing this originally with the guide that I'm updating. I was doing this based off like EO4 favor, which is even worse than what we have right now. So this was just kind of optimal leveling up for really minimal favor. Again, right now we don't even need the damage, but if I'm following this same kind of damage upgrade, then we're fine. Then we're fine. It's going to keep us safe. So my notes here say 24 is basically a wall, and we'll have another strategy to try to deal with 24. Yeah, any champion that drops gear for, or any chest that drops gear for a champion can drop a shiny for a piece of gear. So it's a 1 in 1,000 chance, regardless of the type of chest. So you can get, and because Electrums can drop shinies for any champion, eventually you can get shinies out of Electrums, but it's not great. You can't really rely on that to like fully shiny all of your champions. We get like 30 plus codes a week. It's not enough. It's not enough. But you will eventually at some point probably get a random shiny out of one of those chests, which is neat. All right, we're almost to the shields for Calliope. There we go. Now, that tank line is going to be super beefy because Calliope is going to throw down, the second they get attacked, she's going to throw down basically 300 HP on the front of them. And remember, they're sitting at, what do we got? Brunar at 147, Artemis at 135, Jarls at 129, the Char at 105. They're going to get 300 temp HP on top when they get attacked. Artemis now sitting with what's been damaged, 265 shield. So we should be super survivable for a while, right? So, Area 24 has a hit-based barricade. And since Artemis is the only one that can do damage, remember, you can't click on anything. Clicking does nothing in this adventure. The only way to get through the hit-based barricade is to have an attack speed high enough to clear out all the enemies and then get a hit on the barricade before the enemies pass the barricade. So, there's some strategies here. Oh, God. Oh, yeah, this is super annoying. Okay. Ideally, we need Minskin. Minsk is the next champion that's going to help us. Yeah, it's going to help us. And we're going to create a new formation layout that's going to be super ugly. going to be super ugly. But it's going to work. We've got a ways to go to get there. There's no upgrades necessary at this point for a while. Like, you know, we don't. More gold would be nice, but Jarlaxle doesn't get an old gold upgrade until 150. 150. Our damage is fine. Artemis is sitting at E25 damage. Like, the health on these is 1,000. It's EO3, so it's fine. So ultimately, the next thing we want to do is get Minskin, 2.5 EO9 gold. So that's what we're saving up to, and then we'll hit that. We should hit this before Jarlaxle could get to his gold find boost. Should. Good. Now we just got to ride out our time. Will this increase Artemis as it would what? There's no context there. The only thing that increases Artemis's attack speed is another DPS champion in the formation. Or if you're going non-core and you have a champion that boosts attack speed, there might be one if you can get them there at an early upgrade, right? One line above what? The line above you is Lurking Rider. From me is Lurking Rider giving a thumbs up. Oh. There's nothing in this chat that I see that's... There's somebody in chat that I don't know. If I blocked somebody, then they shouldn't even be able to be in my chat. So I didn't see a comment that you made other than, and would this increase Artemis's attack speed? Aren't there upgrades to Ashara giving her more attacks? There are. But it gives her more it doesn't give her more attacks. It gives her more projectiles on her attack. That doesn't change anything. But no. Hey, Ledia. Is it looking good? I haven't been paying attention. Is everyone enjoying the new champions? I haven't used them yet, other than yesterday making the guide. So I have no opinions.
Just noticed the last variant of Tomb and Waterdeep give Modron cores. Yeah. And corrupted gems. I don't remember the corrupted gems, but I remember the Modron chests, not a Modron core. Modron chest. They definitely always had the Modron chest, yeah. I don't remember the corrupted gems. Well, the issue is, Max, sometimes you send a comment to Twitch and it's supposed to send it to everybody else, and sometimes it doesn't. Hello, Michaela. I prefer silent treatment, blocking. That way the evil troll can still provide you with viewers and possibly even bits. Nah. They'll get them out of your community. Because they'll make your community worse. Everybody else thinks that if they see it happening in your chat, they think it's okay. They aren't out of the community if they're able to chat. If they're able to chat and post things, how would no one in chat see it? Is this a new Twitch thing? No. If it's a new Twitch thing, whatever. I don't know. Look, as someone who's literally, I've worked for game studios managing communities. We don't want them. It's not worth it. It's not a Twitch thing. Then there's no way to stop people from seeing their. Oh. I don't know what you're talking about. Yes. But if someone's going to come into my chat and be rude or behave in a way that I don't want in my community, I'm just going to remove them. I don't want anybody thinking it's okay. So, and I don't need their money. All right, we got, we got Minsk early. I'll take it. Hold on. How's my formation got to change? I think we do this. No, this is weird. I'm going to do this. I put Minsk in the back, like that. Right. Now that we can add Minsk, this is what our formation looks like. Calliope can still shield the two tanks in the front line. We've got more attack speed, which is fantastic. And if we need more damage, we can bring Ashara up to 10 to give, and we would buff for humans. And then the next goal would be to get Ashara to 20 for our ultimate, because we're going to potentially need that knockback on this barricade level that's coming up. After that, we would want to get Calliope to her ultimate. And then we'd want to get Delana in. It used to be Hitch. We're just swapping Delana for Hitch because base attack. Or because DPS. That's what we want, right? All right. This stream is not sponsored by Sun Chips and Root Beer, and Mug Root Beer, but it should be. Reach out. It should be. I am very sensitive. I mute people that drop that. Don't even call that sensitive. Look, knowing your boundaries is a good thing in the world and especially online. You don't owe anyone your time or attention. So the second someone crosses that, if they aren't, like, even if they're a friend, they need to be given a heads up. But if it's just some random person on the internet, block, move on. There's billions of more people on the internet. Doesn't matter. But yeah, that's not being sensitive. That's just having well-defined boundaries for personal interactions. So another thing I want to keep an eye on is can I get Jarlaxle to 150 at some point? Oof. My guide had that way later, but hey, if you can do stuff earlier, go for it. Let's actually make that a thing. Anything from the next list you can do. You can do it in order, but I think that's a good thing to put at the bottom of these lists, because with more gold find, you could get there early. You could get there early. Perfect. I'm liking these updates so far. So again, Area 24 should be kind of has the potential to have a slowdown, I should say. Has the potential to have a slowdown. But with Minsk already in our formation and with Delano potentially waiting in the wings, I'm tempted here to put another 25 levels into Jarlaxle just to see how much more, shouldn't be too much more, we would need to get him to his gold find. We'd only be spending EO7, which shouldn't make any kind of a dent up here. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. Yeah. And we'll see where we get. We would need 100 bank levels down here, where it currently says 78. We need 100 to take him straight to his next gold find boost. And that's a big deal. Again, earning more gold is good. And again, I am purposefully limiting myself in power and gold and everything. I'm only using these core champs just so that anybody watching this knows they can do it even easier than I am if they just have more favor, or they're using different champions that are like DPS champions that make Artemis attack faster. There's a lot of ways to get through this. This is just one way. Favor helps, though. Get yourself just a ton of favor and fly right through it. I think we should get Delana unlocked before he gets up to 150. So we've done Minsk, we've added a Shara in. I haven't leveled her up. Technically, we want her with bonded to humans, so that, oh nice, so that Artemis has even more damage, even though that's not an issue for us in this run. And then we want her ultimate in case we need to push back enemies on this barricade level. One of the guides is the Favor EX for tier variants. It's only in the newest guides for Aeon and Umberto, because I haven't redone all the others yet. And it should be down below the explanation of tier rewards and stuff. Should be. Give me a second to go double check, but that should be where they are. Pull up Aeons. You scroll down past the formation layout, like the suggested formation, there's a breakdown of the tiers and their rewards, and then if you go below that, there's an explanation of tier power, and below that there's a tiny little box, a little box that talks about first, second, third variant, and it's got the E values for health. So that's what we're talking about, right? Yeah. Oh no, favor. Wait. Oh, you want the favor for what? Okay. I only have that for the. It's above the box about tier stuff. And it's only for tier 1 because that's the only point where favor is really the differentiator. If you're going beyond tier 1, favor isn't really what's. I mean, you're gonna need more favor, but it's favor doesn't determine really how difficult things are after that point. So I didn't bother putting the other tiers in. My bad. I thought you were talking about health values for enemies for some reason, and that's not what you put in there. That was me. It was me misunderstanding, misreading. Okay, this is the issue. Let me hop back because we showed up here real quick. So this barricade is the issue. If you do not have enough attack speed, you got to hit this 25 times. Jarlaxle is the only one that takes anything off. Nothing else will take anything off. It's just Jarlaxle. So you got to have, or Artemis, excuse me. Artemis has to be attacking a lot because suddenly these are going to come in front. And when they do, if they do, you can't hit the blockade. Some of them will get stuck behind. This is a new thing. Some will go around. So as long as they're behind, then we keep hitting the blockade. But if they move in front, you're screwed. And you can use Ashar's ultimate to knock them back behind the barricade so we can get some more hits in, but then it's going to be gone for a long time. Her ultimate has a very long cooldown. One of the longer cooldown ultimates in the game. So we're getting very fortunate that most of these waves are spawning behind the barricade. They've changed pathing since I made this guide. They used to just walk through it. Now they get stuck on it, and that's perfect for us. That's perfect for us. So this makes this even easier currently. One more hit and it's gone. There we go. Boom. On from 24 to 25. Not an issue. Calliope up to 48 so we can ult for the shield. Delena's going to be next at E11 going in. And when we add Delena, she's going to be down there with Artemis, below Artemis in this lineup. Know some things. Okay, so 25 to 42. Did I do all the other upgrades? I just need Delana in, but I didn't have Delana in even there. So now we have Delana in. Boom. Delana, folks. One of the few times you might actually need her in your formation, and it's not because you need her to damage anything. All right, now 25 through 42 I've got listed as just more farming levels, so we should just be able to push through this. Should just be able to push through this without any issues. Let me... So, Artemis, we're going to bump up to 100 for damage. We didn't need it. But if you didn't have a lot of gold or you didn't have a lot of item or power or anything, there you go. Brunner to 250 for the group damage bonus. Didn't need that. Celeste to 100 in War Domain spec for the group damage bonus. Sure. Didn't really need that. Clappy to 60 for group damage bonus. Sure, we don't really need these. Artemis to 175 for damages. We have so much power, but this is a very efficient way to do it if you're on a low power account. Brunner to 300 for damage. Trollex to 150 for the gold find. There we go. Boom, and that's Master of Piracy, by the way. And then anything from the next list we can do in order but early. What we'll look at. So the formation stays. Oh no, we want to change this. We want to adjust the formation. We're going to put Brunner and Artemis up front? Yeah. Okay. Oh, I remember why. Yeah, okay. So the change here is getting Artemis to 100 gives him Observance. Observance is the ability that's OP. This is the ability. And so he observes and copies positional formation abilities applied to other DPS champions in the formation and get anywhere in the formation and gains a copy of those abilities themselves on 75% of their effectiveness, even if he's already received it himself. Which means things like the shields off of Calliope or the heals, as you can see, the heal is 23 on Brunner, 40 on himself. He can boost these amounts based off the way they're hitting other people. If we really wanted to do some wild stuff, yeah, it's just that doesn't make sense, but sure. But the things get bigger if you observe them, so that's why we changed this a bit. Because he can sit there on the front line and have bigger shields and heals and be tankier. So this is technically the tankiest front line at this point. It doesn't mean either of them are tanks. They're not. So we're going to do this until we can get Makos in our formation, and then things are going to change. Makos needs 1 E13. Again, our gold is just fine. Our damage is just fine. Our gold could be better, but we're not trying to boost it. We're doing this difficult on purpose. Now, Area 43 is our next roadblock. We're trying to get to 75. 43 is a roadblock because specifically it doesn't have one barricade, it's got 2. So if you're low on attack speed, it's going to be a problem. So far, we're doing really good on our attack speed. I'm trying to change all the comments from Hitch to Delana, which I could have probably just done to change this guy, and we probably would have been sufficient. But I like this a couple of these other changes we're making to this. It's working pretty well. The first time we did this, it took me over 3 hours to get to Area 44. That's the problem you get yourself in if you don't have favor. And we've only boosted our favor from EO 2.5 EO4 to 1.35 EO5, and we're relatively flying through this. So when I say favor can make this variant super easy, I mean it. Tons of favor, and you don't have to worry about any of this. But if you go in at the 2EO4, which is the bare minimum for it to show as easy, you're gonna have a grind. You're gonna have a very big grind. We have any note? Okay, so that's fine. I'm just gonna replace Hitch with Delana in this guide for replace all. There we go. Don't hear that often. Okay, so we're working our way to 43. 43 with this. And we don't really need to upgrade anything. We just need Makos in. Just need Makos in. All right, let me go check what's going on in chat. Melee enemies get stopped by the barricades. Interesting. They should walk around it, feels like. Now that's been a recent change. They used to walk through or around. But now they just stop until you break the barricade, at which point on those areas you're done. So that's right, it's on the description. It's here. Oh, so it's on the power description. Hey, if you can earn this much, okay. All right, so I did put at least some reference in there. Champions aside, how are you liking the new event augments? I don't really notice them. I haven't bought anything yet, and I haven't done any of this stuff. And I heard the corrupted gem rewards are like 300, which is like, I guess it's better than nothing. But I guess I'm tired of it's better than nothing. Yeah. Yeah, I'm curious to see how they're going to change. I don't think they're changing each week, though, are they? No, unique modifications to this event. I think the augments last the entire event, and the next event will see a different set of augments. That's my understanding. This is the first time they've shown up, though, so who the hell knows? But I think it's per event. The speed isn't being boosted by the augment. It's the only thing that isn't being boosted. Everything else is being boosted. But what is it? It's tier 2 and up for corrupted gems. So if you can go through tier 4, that's 9 sets of corrupted gems per champion. Let's just say 5 champions. So 45 sets of corrupted gems. At 300, it's not enough to get two. It's not enough to get 2 support pigments. It's short by 500 gems, so you can get a support pigment and then bank it to the next. For sub, you got to get another 500 gems somewhere else. So I guess, yeah, I mean you're getting another support pigment, maybe 2 if you can find gems from something else. But if you can't, if all of your gem sources are gone, then it's 1 support pigment. Or something for 10,000. Lurking Rider, just because they've always stopped at barricades in your game,
Doesn't mean that they've always stopped at barricades in the life of this game. When I wrote this guide originally, in what? He's a year 3 champion, isn't he? So it would have been year 3. They did not stop at the barricades. You gotta remember, they have changed this game over time, even for something as we might think is, small as that. Okay, we can add Makos in now. Gotta change the formation. Artemis is going in the front. Jarlax and Celeste behind. Brunar needs to be here. Calliope needs to be here. Minsk and Makos. Here we go. This is our new formation. New formation layout. Who dis? We've done this well in advance. I mean, this jumps us all the way up into the 44 to 73 phase. So even just a little more gold really made a difference. Or a little more favor really made a difference. Celeste of 150. Might be to 80, and we want College of Lore to bring the shields back more often, just in case. Celeste to 200 for more heals. Artemis to 275 for damage, because, yeah, we're worried about that. Burner to 400 for damage. Calliope to 130. Oh, whoops. For for more damage and more shield strength. Makos is in. Minsk to 20 for a group damage bonus, which is mainly just for Artemis. Yeah. You don't want to, whatever you do, you don't want to take Minsk past 20, because if you get him into his spawning extra enemies, it could make the barricade areas bad for you. More enemies is not what you want. Yeah. Don't know that we need to do anything. Hold on, Jarlax, so where's your next? I think it's like 250. Yeah, it's 250 for him to get more gold into the game. Nobody else has anything we would need. We would want potentially more heals if we were having survivability issues. She isn't getting any anytime soon. Or more shields. 200. No shields. No more shields are even listed for Calliope, so yeah. Now, when I did this, I really restricted myself. This is why. Man, it's our itemization that's carrying us with so much power right now. When I made this guide, it was on a gearless account. So no gear, no blessings, no Modron core. And that's why, I have a very specific way, the way that I did this. So this works for just really the lowest power accounts. Anybody above that just makes it super easy. Yeah. But this imitates basically a brand new player coming into an event, unlocking Artemis because everybody tells them to, and then trying to do Infamous Assassin with it just enough favor for it to show as green. Yeah. If we could get
we can get Tyrrell in, not just in, but up to level 45, we can have him tank at the front. Cool. Making sure I have everything else here. Where did I even link? Did I link the VOD? I have this whole guy and then never linked the VOD to it? Probably. Because the original VOD was over 3 hours long. So. We will link the VOD in this at some point. All right, here's the double barricade situation at 43, which if you, we have Delana and Makos at this point, we should be okay. Yeah, not many people are walking around in front, so that's good. Now this is to note here, these dagger throwing cultists attack your whole party. They don't just attack the person in the front. So this is why having Calliope here in a placement that can reactively shield everyone is good, because we don't have any tanks to health share. So we need to make sure that any damage that our champions are taking is coming out of a shield and not out of their health pool. Not out of their health pool. Why would more DPS and Bruner's column matter? But no, we want to shield Artemis. I don't know. Because here's the thing. I mean, if we ever are trying to maximize this, might it get bigger? Maybe. But the point is, he can receive it and boost based off an observation. Man, if you want to do it differently, so far we're not having any issues with survivability, so I'm not worried about my survivability. But it's not. This isn't Archon where you need to hit somebody adjacent, and he can't get it. Artemis can get it and get the boosted versions. I don't need damage. I don't need damage. So none of that matters. You're trying to utterly min-max this for like optim. I'm just trying to get people through this alive, and I've done it gearless with this, and it works. So oh, Solace, do you have to close it even with the familiar? That's interesting. I don't know if they're going to do that. So I would submit a ticket and say, hey, if the familiar resets it, it should close. But I understand. Please stop trying to explain to me how a champion works when I've been here the whole time. Um, yeah. I've been here for every champion that's ever been added to this game. Could I put it back here and get more observation off people? Sure. Do I need it? No. If I put it back here, I mean, at that point, you could just. It's not until he gets attacked. It's not even going to do anything. But yeah, he'd observe off all of these. Well, no, he's observing the shield off. Okay, let me explain. Yeah, see, this is why I was getting confused. The shield doesn't care about directionality. The shield cares about adjacency. The shield with Calliope right here hits everyone. And thus, Artemis observes it off every DPS champion in this formation. What you're worrying about is damage, and we don't need damage. We've got E38 damage. The health here is E13. Damage is not something I care about at the moment. Survivability isn't. Survivability-wise, we're hitting Artemis with the shield, and he's observing it off every other DPS champion in the formation. I was like, something's wrong about that explanation. Oh, that's it. Calliope doesn't just shield in front. Calliope shields within 2 adjacent in all directions. In all directions. Damage would come into play with a higher tier when this event comes around again. Yeah. But look, if you're doing tier 3, tier 4 Infamous Assassin, you don't need me explaining how to use Artemis to you. Do you? Right? And you sure as hell wouldn't be doing it with core champion. So I don't care about that. This guide is for literally the brand new player that gets told you want Artemis and then gets hit with Infamous Assassin and doesn't know what the hell's going on. So tier 4 Infamous Assassin, let's go. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen one day. It'll be interesting. I literally might flex Artemis in their event just so I can see what higher level Infamous Assassins look like. I should have done that for Korth last event. I'm upset that I didn't for Durable Dragon. They wouldn't give you a 6,400% observance. What? Why do you think that would happen? They're not even. None of these are 6,400%. 2,400%, maybe. Maybe. Like ongoing investigation here from Umberto? Maybe. Strongheart got 6,400% of Righteous Might? What? Oh, I didn't flex Strong. What? That's ridiculous. They're not paying attention to how their champions work. 6,300% to Righteous Might. What? Yeah, I don't think they understand what they're doing. Sometimes. Yeah, look, Flex and Strongheart, that's definitely going to happen on this account because why would I turn that down? I feel like that tier 4 bonus would probably just let my Karlach rock all the way to 2001. If you didn't see it earlier, my Karlach formation gets to 1950 something, and it only stops because Briv dies. So my Karlach's a beast. Don't need no Artemis. Don't need no Artemis. Night Niscus, thanks for hanging out. They play the game. I don't think Dave and Justin are playing tier 4 of the game. I don't even think they're trying to like look at optimal situations. All right, so we could put Tyrell in, but it's at level 1, and that doesn't really like until they get to 45, we can't turn them into a tank. So there's no need to put them in. Chris has 6 accounts just so that he can say he can play the game across all 6, like on all platforms, if he wants to check something out. That's not. I honestly don't think he's playing 6 accounts at like tier 4. You know what I mean? He's also not the designer developer. He's effectively the project manager, setting timelines and fitting people into schedules, right? Like Pete is the one that designs the champions for the most part, and Justin is the one that balances them, that does the math. So, from knowing that, unless things have changed, knowing that, Justin's the one that's setting these numbers for buffs, and that's not like, wow. Yeah, I could have taken Penelope out and put Maria in, I think, on my Carlock group, and maybe it would have worked. It's not her ult that does it. So, to be clear, it's her 90% damage reduction on Briv. But yeah, there is a formation that I have listed in my guide for if you want a Tyrell tank. And it looks more normal. It looks far more normal than this one. But this is an example of how, if you understand the way the champions work, you can make them at times do things that arguably they weren't really designed to do. But you tend to call this shenanigans. And this specific shenanigans relies on Artemis basically picking up shields. I still don't think he's doing it right. Oh, it's capping at his health value, that's why. So even the size of the shields we could potentially print out aren't even as big as you would want them, because Calliope caps shields at 200% of your health. So we can't even make outrageous shields with Artemis without a tank in the formation that's health sharing. Oh no, don't look in my Discord for a nerds thread. I'll delete that. Why would I have a nerds thread? No, I'm kidding. I mean, I don't know that we need threads, is the reality. You could just post information on it. We'd never give 1,000 members in a nerds thread. I mean, See, now I'm like, where the hell are you people wanting to use nerds? But sure. Teach their own. They each their own. It's that whole same thing with Artemis. They heard Willy Wonka was good with nerds, and now they just want that. They want that damage fix. Is that the best damage? I'll switch to that. 17 hours, and then we can see the world first full level 20 legendary nerds. Nice. Nice. My daughters asked me to get nerds because they were cute. Fair. After grinding 1 week for gems. Well, that was fine. Look, if it only took a week. Finally got them. Now they're sucking up all my evergreen drops. Yup. Yep. I mean, look, there'll be a nerd stream once, like, I think Sean will probably be playing a copy of Lurking Rider's account, but I don't know. I don't know how good it's going to be. Sean and Mars did the Willy Wonka thing. Sean and Mars did the Willy Wonka thing. Beyond that, I don't. If people use nerds also for Artemis, again, I don't care. Yeah. So the July 10th formation save, yeah. Yep. Just so the world can see full level 20 legendary nerds. Such a weird crossover. Well, I mean, it made sense at the time because Wizards of the Coast was doing a big deal. It was a big crossover thing with nerds, and all the nerds got done up like D&D characters, and they each got official character sheets, and they had an adventure module you could run for them. Like, they went all the way. So adding them in title champions made sense at the time, right? I've got all those. I've got all the PDFs for it. There's a module. Hold on, let me double check. I swear there's a module. Hold on. You had to get it. I don't know if it's available for everyone now though, but if not, I'd share it. Hold on. Nerds. So, D&D Nerds Adventure 1. I think there's 7. What was that? Yeah, so it's called Restoring Harmony, the Candy Mountain Caper. So it was a thing that they could do where you could just this is like a solo thing. Like, you can just take like your kid through this adventure with them just on their own. You might have to tweak it if you want to take a group through. But yeah, you start off with the pink nerd, and they give you like the monster stats and everything you need, and a map to use, and then the level 1 pink nerds character sheet and all of their backgrounds and proficiencies. But then there's Adventure 2 is for the red nerd, Adventure 3 is for the orange, Adventure 4 is for the green, Adventure 5 is for the purple, Adventure 6 is for the yellow, and then Adventure 7 is taking the full party. It's taking the full party out. And that one may be more of a, obviously party-based adventure that you could do with a big group. And it's got, that one includes, that's like level 3. Oh, the nerds are leveled up along the way. This is level 3 nerds, and all their stats and everything is in this, yeah. So I have all of those PDFs. But you had to earn them by submitting like your UPCs because you purchased nerds during that promotion. And I was like, do we need threads in the Discord? Let Gar know. Well, I just deleted it. I just deleted it. Module still available? Good. Tell them on a Google Drive. My wife's gonna hate me. Yeah. Make sure you get some nerds so that so you can eat them too. I recommend the. Oh god, what did they do? They're so good. Gummy clusters. Oh my god. They're better than they should be. And they were highly addictive. That was what I bought during the promotion. And it was... Oh, God. It was like sugar overload, but they tasted so good. And they're gummy and they're crunchy at the same time. I looked for the old school nerds, like the boxes with 2 colors, like, and went during that promotion, they didn't have them anywhere near me. Shake the box, like that's the way I grew up. Now it's all this gummy stuff. Yeah, the gummy clusters or gummy nerds. It's like a gummy version thing covered in regular nerds. And there's also nerds rope. It's the same thing. It's a long gummy rope covered in nerds. During the promo, did they come in a dice style box? No. Well, I didn't see it that way. I didn't see anything like that where I was. Doesn't mean they might not have had it somewhere. But yeah. I haven't even seen the big chewy nerds. But like I totally grew up on all the Willy Wonka stuff. Like the Willy Wonka candies when I was a kid. I was like, give me nerds and give me everlasting gobstoppers. I was like, if I just wanted straight up sugar, that's where I went when I was a kid. Screw the other stuff. I think this guide is good. I think we're just gonna update add a VOD to it. I've made some minor adjustments on the way through. But again, this was built off a like if you've got to do this gearless, so anybody could do it. So I think it's fine, which is good because we're gonna cruise right through this. We haven't even bothered. We're still so much damage over period-based monster health. We don't have to level anything up. The only thing we change at this point is if we could get Tyrell up to level 45. If I could just dump him in right away at 45, we could make him a tank and change the formation. All right, Wilmanator, thanks for hanging out. Enjoy the nerds module. Bottle caps for flavored sugar with less crunch. I don't like bottle caps. I don't really like bottle caps. I think what else was... Let's see. Let me take a picture. I'm trying to pull up a site that'll show me wacky wafers. No, didn't like that. Skittles have obviously always been a big hit, but I don't know. The basic taste the rainbow flavors back then. It was like I'd rather just give me nerds. Give me a couple flavors of nerds. Sweet tarts were okay if you wanted that sour kind of like that tart. Fun Dip. I remember Fun Dip. I remember getting it, and it's like, Eventually you're just like, no, I don't care. Now and Laters, I remember Now and Laters. Those were okay. Pop Rocks, of course, is one of the golden candies from the 80s. The big thing was just the fizzing in your mouth. Beyond that, I didn't care at all. Runts! Oh my god, Runts. That was another Willy Wonka candy, wasn't it? Runts were good. Wasn't Runts Willy Wonka? Yes, Willy Wonka. Wonka Runts. Oh, those are so good. Those were good. The banana's my favorite. I like banana flavored stuff. Not bananas, but banana flavored stuff. It's funny how banana flavored things don't taste like banana. Really. Get candy bracelets. There's just another way you could just get candy that's like, why would you get it all dirty wearing it? I don't understand. That was my thought process as a kid. Oh, so ring pops, same thing. Why? Get it. Hubba Bubba Bubblegum? Sure. Big League Chew? Yeah. I mean, that back then I did bubblegum. Now, I don't know. I just, at some point I was like, I don't, why? Why bubblegum? Just remember D&D Nerds being in a pink box? I don't remember. I don't know that they had that where I'm at. They could have done some neat marketing things and we just didn't get them. Oh, wax, teeth, and wax. All those wax things. I never understood that at all. I never understood that. Those were things I was like, I gave those to other people. I was like, oh. Supposedly banana flavored candies are flavored after the original bananas that no longer exist. That would figure. Those bananas were delicious then. Those bananas were delicious then. Starburst has always been around for a long time. Starburst Chews. It's another candy that I remember from the 80s. What else? Ugh, yeah, those wax things. Fun Dip and Lick'em Aid. That was what it was called. You got a little hard candy stick and you stuck it in your mouth. You got it wet and you put it into the dip, which was just powdered sugar, colored powdered sugar with some flavoring. And then you pull it out and you just kept doing that over and over again. God, what a just annoyingly work-filled process just to get some flavored sugar. Why? Why? Airheads. Oh, slide whistles. Oh yeah, there's a candy whistle. There was a slide whistle, and you could make it. You could move the slide whistle and make it make noise, different sounds. Yeah, so just trying to get kids to do stuff with their candy, and it's like, why you can't just eat it? Why can't I just eat it? Pixie sticks, of course. Hi, let's just dump some sugar into your mouth. How's that sound? How about I just dump sugar in your mouth? Okay. And I'm going to charge you more than sugar costs for it. Sure. Sure. Astro Pops. God, I remember those. They weren't very good either. I'm just scrolling through this and I'm like, yeah, I remember that. That wasn't good. Bit of honey. Yeah, I mean, it tasted like a little honey, but... Gummy Dots, yeah. Sugar Daddies, no, weren't very good either. Those weren't very good either. Heart and Tinies. That's basically like tiny little rabbit pellet size candies in different flavors and colors that it was like a sweet tart. They were super tiny. So you could put a bunch of different flavors in your mouth at once. Yeah, that's probably. I think that's like most of this stuff. Sour Patch Kids came out in the 80s. Yeah. Gummy bears. Bouncing here and there and everywhere. Oh no, there's a picture of this kid with the red wax lips. Again, those were just the worst. I couldn't handle those. That was just I never understood that. I don't know that I'll ever will. I'm not seeing anything else that jumps out at me. Necco wafers, the biggest waste. I think that came from a much earlier time, but God, that was the worst candy to get. You'd be like, Grandma, I thought you were getting me candy. I didn't realize you hate me. Why would you give me Necco wafers? Yeah, lemon heads were good. Red Hots were good. Again, I did everlasting gobstoppers. I didn't do any of the other jawbreaker things. Chupa Chups, yeah. Yeah. Candy, yeah, I didn't want to talk about candy cigarettes. That was basically let's get kids hooked on the concept of cigarettes. Yeah, there's a reason those are gone. Well, the Necro wafers, yeah, I mean, yeah. Tidal Wave bubblegum. Oh, I remember that. It was a big fluffy looking piece of bubblegum, and when you bit into it, it was filled with a gel, like a candy gel, that would burst out, and it would give you flavor for your bubblegum, but the bubblegum itself lost flavor so fast that it was just. I mean, that's bubblegum in a nutshell. It loses flavor so fast. What's the point? Mike and Ike's. Did we talk about Mike and Ike's were good? Reese's Pieces, of course. I mean, come on. That's a classic. Milk Duds. What were the other thing? Milk Duds and Whoppers. Whoppers. Yeah. I remember making Whopper milkshakes. Like you put your ice cream and your chocolate syrup and your milk in, but then you put in Whoppers and because they were malted Milk Duds. That was garbage. Well, Tootsie Rolls, Spree. Oh, that's a good one. I didn't see Spree somewhere else. Spree and Sweet Tarts and Bottle Caps were all kind of like the same thing, but I didn't really like them. I don't know. I wasn't down for those. Again, I'd rather just give me some gobstoppers than some nerds. Hot tamales, Airheads. Yeah, I remember. I kind of remember. I don't remember Razzles. Or Pop Drops. Oh, weren't Pop Drops just like Tootsie Roll Pops, but they were just instead of a Tootsie Roll Pop, it was just a smaller version that had the Tootsie Roll in the middle. I think that's what that was. Those weren't bad. You get rid of the stick. The stick was always a mess. So. That made it better. Juji fruits. Oh, those were the worst. That's like with Necco wafers. Here, have some Juji fruits. No. Chuckles weren't bad. Cherry Clan candy. Oh, just absolutely racist candy. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. That was the 80s for you. Hi, let's market a candy that's just, it has racist imagery on the front. That's what kids want. Is it? Oh, the zebra gum that would lose flavor instant. Fruit stripe gum. That was fruit stripe gum. And yeah, it would just put it in, chew it up. By the time you got it soft, there it had no flavor anymore. No. Oh, yeah. Peanut butter Twix. That was from later though. And yeah, no, I get you. I get you. What's funny is like basically Reese's has made a similar version of that now. I think Reese's Sticks is kind of close. They're delicious. I love those. So, you know, peanut butter Twix would have been fine. Pop rocks for carbonated nerds. That's a good way to describe them. Hey, we finished. All right, we're done. Yeah, Valdemar, we mentioned it and then promptly moved on because